But in my mind ain't no wrong. Fuck your bitch, my day was long.
Sup? Yo, a couple of things I want to say before we get into this reaction. As usual, hopefully you got your snacks. I cracked both of my knees. I don't know if y'all heard it, but I heard it. I cracked both of them. Hopefully you got your, excuse me. Wow, excuse me. Excuse me. Wow. I hate when I do one burp and then multiple burps come after that one burp. Hopefully you got your snacks, got your cutter buddy, got your Adidas. Well, all right. If you have all of those, or at least 2 out of the 3, I'm clucking with you. Pause. Because you checked the checklist. You checked the checklist. Hey, nobody checked the checklist. Hey, you didn't check the checklist. Hey, mama didn't check the checklist. Hey, daddy didn't check the checklist. Hey, you didn't check the checklist. Hey, brother didn't check the checklist. Hey, Peanut didn't check the checklist. Hey, nobody checked the checklist. Hey, nobody checked the checklist. Hey, nobody checked. Seriously need to make that into a real song. Yeah. And then I want to shout out my homegirl, Corrales. She has a YouTube channel. And she does she vlogs about her daily life and what's going on. Which is very, very, very interesting, if I don't say my damn self. I would do something like that, but my life is not that interesting. A lot of y'all, some of y'all think my life is very interesting. It's not. It's not. I work. I'm a workaholic. That's what I do. That's what I do. And I love doing it. Like, I love making YouTube videos. I love acting. I love working. I love being active. I love just entertaining. You know, and plus I get bored fast. Really, really fast. And then my body and my mind got so used to working all the time that it got accustomed to it. So whenever I do, relax or take a vacation, it doesn't feel like, it feels like I shouldn't be relaxing or I shouldn't be vacating or taking a break. It seems like that time I'm hanging out with friends or, just relaxing. I don't know how to explain it. I've got so accustomed to working that when I actually do take a break or go on vacation, I still have the urge to work. I don't know. I'll get better at that. But seriously, I do want y'all to check out my homegirl channel. Like I said, she vlogs about her life. And like I said, also, it's very interesting. And yeah, you guys will not be disappointed. The link to her channel will be at the very top of the description box of this video. So go make sure you check, go, check her out. What the hell is wrong with my speech impediment? I have never used that word ever in my life. Impediment. I don't know what I just said, but it sounds right. So, but I've been talking for 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Let's get it! You look damn good watching this. I see you. How you doing? You all right? All right. Oh my God. Yo, Mr. Nightmare's choices of pictures.
My friend Keith has an uncle with dementia.
Right.
Long story short, his uncle usually lives with his grandma, but she was in Florida with some church group for the week, and Keith was going on a business trip. So while he was gone, he hired me to house sit. This included watching after and taking care of his uncle. I'll call him Uncle Nick. Keith would only be gone for 2 days. On the first day,
I bet you that's about to be the longest 2 days of his life. And to top it off, this is about to be the longest 2 clock days of his life. I promise you that.
my house sitting, I mostly just hung out in the backyard reading and tanning, or in the living room watching TV.
Okay.
I cooked twice. Each time I made extra food for Uncle Nick. but I never saw him come out of his room upstairs.
Sus.
I went up to knock on his door lightly and tell him I made food.
He get one off.
I heard a grunting noise on the other side of the door. I assumed that was his way of acknowledging me. I never actually met his uncle. Oddly enough, we weren't introduced when Keith hired me for this little job.
What the what? No! Gets me every time. No, I'm good. You don't know anything about this mother clucker? Only thing you know is that, what you say, he has dementia? And his name is Uncle Nick? Nah, you good. You good. I need way more information than that. I need to know this mother clucker inside and out. Pause on that. Where your blinds at?
Uncle Nick was fully aware of my being there. At least that's what Keith said. He never left his room to eat while I was in the living room.
Wow.
So I went up to Keith's spare room for the night. I left the door cracked open so I could listen, and I eventually heard a door down the hall opening and unsettlingly quick and heavy footsteps moving down the hall and down the stairs. Seconds later, I heard the same footsteps rush back up the stairs and back to the room.
Oh my God.
The door slammed shut. It was honestly a little unnerving. Hard to explain, just the intensity of his footsteps, like he was avoiding me or something. The next day was pretty similar to the first. I made 2 meals and left the food on the counter for Uncle Nick both times. When I was laying in the backyard again, I came back in to see the plate was empty. So I guess he was really avoiding me. I went back out to tan some more, and when I thought about it, I looked up to the bedroom Nick was staying at, and there he was, looking at me through the window. I think when he noticed me, he ducked down. I felt so uncomfortable that I folded up the blanket and went back inside and up to the spare bedroom. It was okay. One more night of this and I'd be home. I made dinner that night and left him another plate. As I walked up to the spare bedroom, I noticed his bedroom door was open now.
What?
First time I'd seen that.
Sus!
He was becoming less shy.
Bullshit.
I went to brush my teeth and go to my room for the rest of the night to give him his space.
Lock! You better lock that mother clucker. Jesus, something ain't right about that. Nah, hell no, I don't trust that shit. You tell me, really? You think nothing wrong with that? Really? For real? The whole time you've been there, he's been trying to avoid you. Or he has been. Right. The whole time you've been there. Every minute, every second of the day, he tries to avoid you. And he does. But for some odd reason, he wants to make it known. He wants to make himself known to you. You got so much of that, you're going to need more people to hold the amount of cluck shit that you're holding right now. Like, it's so much cluck shit you're holding right now, it's spilling over. You're going to need a bucket and then some to get the excess cluck shitness. What? Oh, some of this shit is just off the top. I do not be thinking about what I be saying sometimes. Nah, you got that. If it wasn't already sus enough, it just got a whole lot susser. I don't think susser is a word. I just made it a word. Gattor dictionary. The cluck dictionary. Yeah, you better lock your door. What I say? Lock it, double lock it, triple lock it, quadruple lock it, cinco lock it. Adidas lock it. Not Adidas, because I'm 99.9, 100% sure that you do not have Adidas anything related. So, embrace for impact.
I was having a rough time sleeping though. I just wasn't tired at all.
Of course.
While laying there in the dark, I heard a short creaking sound coming from inside the room, even over the noise of the fan next to me. I
Shit.
sat up and looked around, still able to slightly see in the dark room. I didn't see anything. More specifically, I didn't see Uncle Nick. I was getting paranoid, honestly. Why was I becoming so creeped out by him? I lay back down on my side, facing the wall next to the bed. I ignored the little sounds I thought I was hearing in my head for the most part.
My ass.
When I heard a very faint groan, I sat up and turned off the fan to listen.
Oh.
I heard breathing.
He get one
I
on.
turned to the far right side of the room by the desk, and there he was, sitting on the desk chair, turned to me. I screamed in fear, and he came up to me going,
Give me a second, Mr. Nightmare. God damn. You can't do that shit. You can't just have a fucking jump scare right there and expect me to like be okay with that. You can't just have a jump scare like that. My heart skips a couple of beats and then you proceed to keep talking as if you didn't scare the living shit out of me. Hold on, Mr. Nightmare. Jesus. Hold on. Just give me like 2-3 more seconds. Okay. Who? God damn. I was about to say something. Oh, has Mr. Nightmare, I know this is random, but like, has Mr. Nightmare's name on YouTube, has it always been Mr. Nightmare? What was his name before? If anybody knows. I don't know. But, alright, Jesus, alright.
and covered my mouth with his hand.
Oh my, syphilis.
In a moment, I thought he was trying to suffocate me, so I pushed him off of me and ran to the nearest bathroom to lock the door. I listened as I heard his manic footsteps rush back to his room and slam the door. My heart was pounding inside my chest. I called Keith and told him about it. He sounded like he wasn't even that shocked. That's the scary thing. He told me it's best I sleep in the bathroom with the door locked. And when he said that, it said to me that his Uncle Nick is potentially dangerous.
No shit! I forgot the name. What's his name? Keith or whatever that was watching him? Uncle Nick? The person that was watching him but gave the keys to somebody, to you, to watch him, he knew what he was doing. He's out of town. He's already on the other side of the world. Away from, far away from this motherfucker. He knew what he was doing. It was a whole setup.
Me even more. I slept maybe 3 hours max that night on the bathroom floor.
I'm not sleeping.
In the morning, I quickly packed my backpack and waited out in the backyard for Keith to return. He paid me extra for what I had to deal with. I suggested he get his uncle some serious help, because I think he has more than dementia, and I still don't know what his intentions were that night.
It was to cluck you. I mean, it doesn't get no more simpler than that. I don't know what you're talking about.
My dad once told us a true scary story of his from when he was in his 20s.
Right.
When he was still living with my grandparents, he lived next door to this older couple in their 60s.
Oh my God.
One winter, the wife Margie next door went missing.
Margie?
The husband knocked on their door and asked my grandparents if they'd seen her, but unfortunately they hadn't. No one had, apparently. A few days later, my dad was out at the park playing football with friends. That's when it started to snow. They played in the snow for a while until it got to be too much. Then they all went their separate ways back home. When my dad got home, he realized his parents were gone. My dad started the fireplace and went to his room, which was adjacent to the living room, to throw his stuff on his bed. Then he went to take a warm shower. When he got out from the shower, he thought he heard humming from the living room outside the bathroom. He opened the door crack in his towel and said, "Mom?" The humming stopped, but a creaking sound continued.
I'm good. Nope. Hell nah. Nope. Nope. If there's two things, I'm putting myself in his shoes. If there's two things my parents don't do, or his grandparents, I don't know, I forgot, is hum or sneeze. So, if I ever hear one of my peoples sneeze or hum, those are not my peoples. You better just stay in that bathroom. And he says, yeah, you know what to do. Hopefully you know what to do. If you don't, I can't help you. You're already clogged. That's like saying, cause I've seen something like what I'm about to say. I've seen it in a movie. I forgot what it was. It's on Netflix. That's like saying, me and Cooley are doing some sneaky shit, right? But we get caught, or one of us gets caught. But he doesn't say my real name unless he needs help, or unless, some shit about to go down. So if he get caught and he say, Ayo, Gator, can you come here for a second? Okay, I'm like, all right, cool. Don't got nothing to worry about. But if he says, Ayo, Marcus, can you come here for a second? I know we got some, what's up?
Threw on his clothes in the bathroom and walked out into the living room. There in my grandpa's old rocking sofa chair was Margie from next door.
Margie!
She looked straight at my dad and said, it was so cold I needed to get warm. My dad ran next door to get the husband, but when the two of them returned to the living room, the sofa chair was empty. Margie was gone.
Hell no.
The two of them searched the whole house together, calling her name, but she wasn't there. Now, this much of the story was enough to creep me out already when my dad told it to us. But it didn't end there.
Wow.
And the really scary part didn't happen until the next day, when Margie's dead body was found in the man next door's crawl space, where she apparently tripped and sliced her head open on a sharp object.
Oh my God!
He only found her because the smell became so unbearable he smelt it from the garage. The thing is, the body was deemed to have been dead for at least 3 days.
Damn!
Yet my dad saw her in the living room just the day before. To this day, my dad believes he saw the ghost of Margie in my grandparents' living room that day.
Margie!
My dad's not one to make stuff like this up. When he first told us the story when I was 9, let's just say I didn't get much sleep that night.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either. Margie! I'm sorry, I'm done. I don't know why I keep saying that.
There's a lot of Black Lives Matter protesting going on in my area.
Oh shit. Here we go. This should be a good one. Holy shit. Here we go. One more time. Margie! I'm done.
Now, before I write anything else, I want to disclose that I fully support the Black Lives Matter movement.
Right.
However, this is my personal opinion that the looting and rioting are not okay, and anyone participating in those acts should not be associated with the peaceful protesters. But unfortunately, mixed in with the peaceful protesters are the looters and rioters hiding in plain sight. A few nights ago, many stores and houses in the town next to mine were broken into and robbed.
Goddamn.
A lot of car windows were smashed. There were rumors from the cops in our friend group that our town would be a target the next night. We stayed up a little later than usual the next night for that reason, and while watching a movie together as a family, we had to mute the TV when we heard yells from outside. We checked out the window, and a large group of young men with masks on were parading down the street. They weren't holding protest signs or anything. They were just being loud and, by the sound of it, cursing a lot. But they didn't appear to be damaging any property, so we went back to our movie. Then after that, my parents went to sleep. I stayed up later in my room playing a video game with the headset on so I could talk to my friends. Eventually, I grew bored and tired and turned the system off and went downstairs to get a glass of water for bed.
Right.
As I passed the little half stairway to our den on my way to the kitchen, I looked down there and saw something big sitting on the carpet by the window.
Yeah, alright.
I went down the stairs, and when I picked it up, I realized what it was. It was the glass of the window, broken, but all taped up as if to make the glass shattering easier or quieter. I ran to my parents' room to get my dad. When he saw it, he called the police. The response time was outrageously long. My dad said we were lucky the line wasn't busy, as the 911 calls recently by us have skyrocketed. When the police came to search the house, it didn't seem anything was stolen or anyone was in the house. They had to respond to another call within 20 minutes, but they said to call back if something else happened. My dad and I opted to sleep in the den for the rest of the night to prevent anything else from happening, so my mom went back upstairs. Time rolled on slowly, but eventually I think my dad fell asleep. A large rift of wind hit me in the face through the opening where glass used to be, causing me to open my eyes and look at the window. No one was out there, but for some reason I thought I heard something come from upstairs.
Holy shit!
So I went up the half flight of stairs thinking maybe it was my mom. When I got to the kitchen, I continued to hear noises from above me, so I walked upstairs, and the noises were still coming from above me. What else was above? The attic.
Oh God!
Into the upstairs storage room, which had the attic door. I quietly opened it, revealing the short stairway to the attic. This is when the noises stopped. I didn't flick the light switch on. I just tiptoed halfway up the stairs to listen. That's all. The heavy silence was terrifying, considering I knew I was hearing noises from up here just a second ago. I waited on one of the middle steps to hear something. Then I felt the hairs on my head being moved. Someone's fingers started running through the curls in my hair as I heard this deep, short, cackling sound.
Oh shit!
I let out a cry for help from my dad, as all the confidence immediately left my body and I was overcome with horror. I ran out for the attic to meet my dad halfway down at the kitchen. He didn't go up to the attic. He once again called the police instead, while we heard shuffling and thumps from above us. The cops once again came, and upon entering the attic with their guns drawn, were able to locate someone. They came out of the attic with some creepy old man with a mask on, looking at my family and I and laughing as he walked out. When the cops asked him in the back of the car what he was planning on doing, he simply admitted right away that he's seen all the looting going on the news, that he wanted to join in on the fun. He made his way to our attic because he said that's where people store their most valuable possessions. Based on the way the man spoke and acted in general, you could tell he was certifiably insane. He told the cops that he was alone. Oddly enough, he answered all their questions no problem. But once again, this guy clearly had some screws loose or missing entirely. Feeling him brush his hand through my hair like that will probably haunt me for a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe even life. And one thing is for sure, I don't feel safe going in that attic anymore.
I don't know why you had an attic in the first place. Or a basement. I'll hold on in the basement. Can you imagine? Like, you think you home alone? Or you think you alone somewhere? And you know for a fact you feel a pair of hands or fingers just like literally on the back of your necks. On the back of your neck. Just like, I'm swinging. I don't care who the hell it is, and I'm getting the hell on. So, wow. Definitely gonna be hard for me to sleep tonight. Let's go back to number one. Let's recap. Number one was the uncle. Nah, that was a whole setup. He knew exactly how, like, Uncle Nick, how he was. That was clocked up, what you did. Jesus, I hope you get clocked up, Keith. I think that was his name. I don't know, but that was crazy. That was a whole setup. Number two was, number two is kind of a blur. Hold on. Oh, with the cross. Oh, okay, with the cross base. Well, I mean, it's a crawl space in story number two. So, I mean, that pretty much sums it up. Yeah. Number 3 with the protests, Jesus. Yeah, I do not condone or go with the violent protesting. Like, there's always 2 ways or even more of going about certain things in life, not just protesting. So yeah, that violent protesting, nah, you miss me with that. Nope. Nah. And you know what's crazy about that is like where I live, like very like the specific area where I live and where I work. I live like 5 minutes from Chipotle, driving distance. And where Chipotle is, it's like, I don't know how to say it. You have a Target, you have all these other stores, like you have all these stores and all of these restaurants in one, you know what I mean? Like in one area. It's like a shopping center or whatever. And there's so my job is right there, right? So you can literally walk to these stores because it's in one area. So it should take you like all but 5-10 minutes just by walking from one store to the next. It's like, you know what I mean? Like it's like a town or whatever. I don't really know how to explain it. So 2 weeks ago, sometime early last week, I don't know. I was at Target and I didn't know at the time, but I went to Target like around 3 something in the afternoon. No, I didn't. I went to Target around 2 something, like late, almost 3 something in the afternoon. And I got my whatever I needed to get at the time. And I was like, they was like shutting off like aisles and shutting off lanes and cash registers and stuff like that because I was like, so I didn't know what was going on. And it was like, Target is about to close. I was like, why? They really couldn't. I don't know why Target employees couldn't say why, but when I got my stuff and the cashier rung me up, well, one of the cashiers told me that there was supposed to be a riot coming. I'm like, hell no. So then I walked outside and I seen some police officers. And I asked them, I was like, what's going on? It was like, a riot is supposed to be coming because the rioters at the time used the store Target as an actual target. You know what I mean? Hopefully y'all know what I mean. And Target is right there. You can literally, it'll take like 5 minutes walking distance to go from Target to Chipotle where I work. I was not having that. I was not having that. Like, I mean, I was working, but I told my manager straight up, like, if there's a riot coming or if I feel unsafe, bitch, I'm gone. I'm not staying here. Cluck the goddamn chicken. Cluck these customers, cluck this whole job. Like, you got all of that. And best believe, I parked right in front. I usually don't do it, but I parked right in front of my job. Right in front. Because let something pop off, bitch, I'm yeet right in my car. I'm driving the hell off. I don't give a damn. But I'm not with that violent protest. I'm with the peaceful protest. It's just certain ways how you go about things. And so with that being said, I'm sorry for anybody that has suffered any damages during or currently during the violent protesting. I don't even know if they're even still doing protesting, but sorry for anybody that has suffered from that in any way. But yeah, And it's also scary because it's like you said, like Mr. Number said, like you got the peaceful protesters, but then you got the violent protesters. And the violent protesters are mixing in with the peaceful protesters. So it's like you don't really know. So it's like, God damn. But I hope everybody during this time got something Adidas related, because people are still mad. I still feel a certain way, but people are still mad. People are still agitated. People are still annoyed. People are still hurt, and all of that. And with all of that emotions bottled up, somebody is going to get hurt. Somebody will get hurt. I promise you that. So just be on high alert with these protesters out here. Please. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Keep it going. Keep it classy. And I love you. Stay happy. My family.